So the Marshal is a brand new shotgun pistol which just released as a DLC weapon in Season 5, and you can unlock it for free with a weapon challenge in multiplayer or zombies, and today I'll show you how to complete this challenge to unlock it easily and quickly. If you're trying to unlock it in Warzone instead, then check out my guide for that. I made a separate dedicated guide for it. Feel free to check it out. There's a card on screen and a link in the description if you need to unlock it in Warzone only. But in this video we're going to be focusing on how to unlock it in Cold War for multiplayer and zombies. So I'm going to quickly explain the challenge, give the best class setup and game modes for this, and then some quick tips to help you get the challenge done even faster. So make sure you stick around until the end of the video so you don't miss out on any important tips. I'll also have timestamps in the description too if you need to jump to a specific part of the video. And once you unlock this weapon, you may want to level it up, make a solid class setup with the new gun, or unlock gold, diamond, or DM ultra camo on the weapon. If so, I'll have camo guides for this weapon, a guide on how to level up guns fast, a best class setup, and so on. So feel free to check them out. Again, there'll be cards for those and links as well if you need to check them out, otherwise they'll be on my channel. So this challenge can be done, like I say, in multiplayer or zombies, and we're going to start with multiplayer, then talk about zombies, and then we'll talk about which mode is best overall. So for multiplayer, the challenge says using pistols, get a headshot kill in 15 different completed matches. A headshot is obviously killing someone by shooting them in the head, and for that you'll earn a headshot medal. And after watching this video, if you need more help with getting headshots, I made a dedicated guide for that, so feel free to check it out. Again, there'll be a card on screen or a link in the description. Now, quick note, this needs to be 15 completed matches for the challenge, so if you leave the game early, the progress will seem to count initially, but then when you come off the game, the progress will reset, so you must stay in the match until it finishes, unlike in Warzone where you can leave. Now you can check that your headshot kill counted by checking the challenge progress bar in the game. So on the menu, click on edit next to your class, hover over the Marshal, and it's at the bottom of the list in the pistol tab. Check this before the match to know what you were on, and then afterwards see if the point went up. Recently the game's updated so that your progress won't be viewed in the game until you've actually finished the match, and so it's harder to know if you've done the challenge, but there's a guaranteed way to know whether your headshot kill counted, and it's fairly obvious. It's that if you see the headshot medal pop up on screen, it means you got a headshot and it counted for the challenge for that specific match. So the best mode I recommend for multiplayer is face off, because matches are generally less than 5 minutes, they're small maps, there's lots of enemies, easier to get kills, but if you struggle to get the challenge done before the game ends, then you want to choose longer game modes like Nuketown, Hijacked, Free for All, those kind of modes. My class setup would be something like this. For the primary, you can put on whatever you want because you're not going to be using it, but you can put on something light like an SMG, doesn't really matter. And then for the secondary, you put on a pistol like the 1911 Diamatti or AMP63. I went for the Diamatti as it's a burst fire weapon, it's easier to control the recoil and to stay on target to get headshots, but whatever weapon you guys want to choose is fine. And for the attachments, I put on the Microflex LED, the SOCOM Eliminator, the 7.2 inch Task Force barrel, the Salvo 30 round fast mags, and the Airborne Elastic Wrap for the attachments. But again, you can put on whatever ones you want. You generally want attachments that improve damage range, amount of ammunition or reload speed, recoil, aiming down sight speed, mobility, those kinds of properties. So for the perks, I'd recommend putting on Tactical Mask in perk 1, which gives you max resistance to flashbang and stun grenades, and it makes you immune to the gas. In perk 2, you want to put on Tracker so you can see an imprint of any footsteps, and in perk 3, you can put on Gung Ho so you can fire your weapon and use equipment while sprinting, and it also allows you to move at full speed while reloading or switching weapons faster, etc. So lots of benefits there. For the equipment, you want to ignore the lethal, and then for the tactical, you can put on stun grenades to immobilize your enemies to make them an easier target for headshots, or you can put on a stim shot to heal yourself if you get injured. It's up to you. And then the main tips for getting these headshots in multiplayer are: first, aim for the head. I know this is fairly obvious, but you want to aim where either you see someone's head physically or where you expect someone's head to be, so don't rush around too much. Try to line up the shot if possible. If you're struggling with kind of looking around, you might need to adjust your sensitivity or ADS sensitivity if needed, higher or lower, because if you're overshooting too much and going past the head, it means your sensitivity is likely too high, and if you're taking too long to aim to someone, then you might need to increase your sensitivity. So it's up to you. If you're struggling with anything, feel free to warm up in custom games with bots to get used to getting headshots. A slower playstyle may help you rather than running around more. Using stun grenades to stun or confuse enemies will immobilize them and make them an easier target for getting headshots, like I said. And you also want to watch the minimap or UAV if it's applicable, or even listen out for sounds to help to know where enemies are on the map so you can locate them. You also want to look out for enemies in windows, doorways, or behind cover, or if they're prone, as these are easier scenarios in which you can aim for their head. Check the spawns, because sometimes people will be inactive there, or they'll just be waiting there. And finally, I think Tracker perk helps you to find enemies, so run up behind them for an easy headshot as they might not hear you or see you. Now let's move on to zombies. So for zombies, the challenge to unlock the Marshal is as follows. So it says using pistols, kill 30 disciples while they have at least 5 zombies under their control. Now disciples are found on Mauder Toten and I believe higher rounds of Outbreak 2. So the class I'd recommend would be to put on any pistol you like, again like the 1911 Diamatti AMP63, whatever you want, and then you could go for several field upgrades, but I'd probably recommend going for Ring of Fire, because standing within the ring boosts your damage, so it's easier to kill normal enemies like hordes of zombies, or to kill the disciples towards this challenge. For the map, I think Mauser Toten is best because obviously it's got a lot more disciples, and these are kind of my main tips for getting the disciple kills. So you'll know which zombies are under control by a disciple as they'll have a glowing pinky purple smoke being emitted from them, and they'll also be faster and more aggressive than other zombies, so you can pick them out fairly easy. You just need to count whether there's 5 that are glowing that pinky purple colour. If not, then you'll need to wait for the disciple to control more zombies. So wait for a disciple to control at least 5 zombies, then kill the disciple, for example using a Ring of Fire, but obviously it's not essential, it just makes it easier. If the disciple does not have control of 5 zombies and is targeting you, it may be worth trying to back away from the disciple or zombies a bit to let them interact more with each other, or you can rappel down to another area or up to another area to kind of force the disciple and zombies to move about the map more or to respawn, as that might kind of trigger the two to interact so that the disciple can take control of more zombies. But it should be fairly natural to get at least 5 zombies under their control. It's fairly easy and you normally don't have to intervene. Now make sure you've bought the perks you need, pack punch your weapon, bought an ammo mod, so for example cryo freeze, and also upgraded your weapon rarity level and damage at the weapon and armor station using salvage you've picked up. Don't use ammo mods like brain rot, as this risks turning the Tempest to a friendly, meaning you can't kill it and you waste a Tempest kill. Also, just so you know, disciples die quicker by aiming at their heads, therefore upgrading or buying the Deadshot Daiquiri perk is definitely not a bad idea. It's pretty decent, as you can keep aiming down sight to auto lock onto disciples' heads to kill them quicker. My general strategy for this map would be to spawn in, get kills in the starting room for like 5-6 rounds, then turn on the power, head to the West Berlin streets and initiate the trial to activate the pack punch machine. You'll then want to kill the first disciple to unlock the pack punch machine, obviously once they've taken control of 5 zombies. Then pack punch your weapon, buy perks, etc. till round 11, when the next disciple will spawn on round 11. Then kill that again. It's probably best to do that while you're training on the West Berlin streets near the tank, to kind of let the zombies pile up and to let the disciple control them. And then by round like 12 to 14, another disciple should spawn, so take it out once it has control of at least 5 zombies. In the late teen rounds / early 20s, there should be at least 1 disciple per round, and then sort of by mid to late 20s there should be at least 2 disciples per round. So make the most of these obviously, because these can really help towards the challenge, get it done really fast. And in between the rounds, or when you've killed the disciple for that round or whatever, if there's none left, then you want to use lethal equipment, score streaks, nuke power-ups, etc. to kill normal zombies quickly, so that you can kind of get through the rounds as fast as possible to get to the next disciple kill and make it quicker and easier. Once you've gotten most of the disciple kills, so maybe sort of somewhere between like 27 and 29, you can choose to exfil as soon as possible, as there'll likely be several disciples in the exfil zone which are free, easy disciple kills. I think I got 2 disciple kills towards the challenge by exfilling at round 21, but I'm sure at higher rounds of exfilling you'll have more disciples. So that's the zombie strategy. Now let's compare multiplayer and zombies to see which mode is best. I think the easiest method of multiplayer versus zombies is probably going to be multiplayer for this challenge, as 30 disciples will take a little while, but it's still fairly fast with this challenge. But I think if you can progress through the rounds fast and are alright surviving into the 30s rounds, then zombies definitely may be quicker for you. So if you're quickly able to get through those rounds and survive to the high rounds, definitely do zombies, it'll probably be better. Otherwise, for everyone else, multiplayer is probably the way to go. But obviously it's up to you, whatever you're playing, let that fit around your playstyle. So I hope these tips helped. If they did, be sure to leave a like on the video so that other people can use it too, and feel free to subscribe to stay up to date with all my latest videos. Also feel free to check out my Cold War camo guides for unlocking other new DLC weapons such as the OTS, which is really powerful in Cold War, my best class setup for the new Marshal pistol, how to unlock gold on it quickly, and also how to level up weapons fast and how to level up tiers fast, and also so many other videos on my channel. Finally, don't forget to visit the Season 5 Battle Pass video to be entered into the giveaway or learn tips on how to level up the Battle Pass fast, and I've also made lots of guides for the new DLC 3 Zombies map Mauser Toten. So cheers for watching guys, hope you found it useful, and I'll see you all on the next one.